The Daily Mail reported this week, and so did newspapers from Lake Geneva to the Finland station, as a great man once sang. All over the world they reported this, to quote the Pet Shop Boys. Uri Geller believes an alien encounter opened up his psychic powers to set him on a mission and share the message that aliens come in peace. And he prophesizes that his visitors from another world that have guided him ever since are set to return in as little as 5 years to stop nuclear war. He told Female he now only feels it's safe to confirm the truth of his own boyhood encounter 71 years ago that he kept shrouded in mystery to protect his image from attack. Well, live from Jaffa, Israel now tonight is Uri Geller himself in sound. Uri, how are you? It's been 2 years since we talked.
Hey, I'm very well, thank you. And again, thanks for inviting me onto your show. Yes, I'm in Israel, Holy Land, and I'm based in Old Jaffa, where I have my Uri Geller Museum. And, you know, I'm so amazed that there isn't a day or two that pass by that I'm not in a paper or two. Today, I'm in the Daily Star. And yesterday, it's incredible. And the reason I believe this is happening, because there are millions of people around the world who are absolutely interested in aliens, extraterrestrials, all the latest UFO reports. And this all emanates out of the fact that there are whistleblowers in America who are beginning to talk. But let's step back a little, and let me mention two Israelis who are considered to be experts in the field. First of all, the former Israeli space security chief, he says, by the way, his name is Haim Eshed. He says extraterrestrials exist, and even Donald Trump knows it. Next, Avi Loeb, who is an Israeli Harvard professor. Yes?
Regular guest on this show, Uri.
He says, okay, so he says aliens have visited, and he's not kidding. And of course, the major whistleblower in America, David Grush, who is a former military official, he says that non-human biological remains were found. And the major newspapers around the world, from the New York Times to the Guardian, their headlines are, United States urged to reveal UFO evidence after claim that it has intact alien vehicles. So, whenever I post on my Twitter account or TikTok or Facebook, I get millions of views. It's incredible. People want to know, why is this coming out now? And so that answers your question that, yes, I'm in the papers all over the world. Now, 50 years ago, I was led into a refrigerator room in a secret NASA base together with Edgar Mitchell, who, to those who do not know, he was the sixth man to walk on the moon, a CIA agent, and Dr. Werner von Braun. Dr. Werner von Braun was an ex-Nazi who was brought to America by Kennedy, and they used his brains, and he actually orchestrated the moon landings. He showed me alien bodies. I've seen them with my own eyes, and this is 50 years ago, Howard.
Uri, you saw the bodies. I think it's the first time that you are saying this. Why have you not talked about this before now?
Oh, because I simply was not allowed to talk about it. But then I said, what the hell? Everybody else is talking about it.
They are.
You know, my opinion is that America is hiding alien technology. Why? Because they want to weaponize it. They want to be superior of Russia and China, and they're doing it very secretly. But there are too many whistleblowers already. And I said I came out with this quite a long time ago. I've spoken about what I've seen probably a year and a half ago, And it was written all over. It was in the Daily Mail. It was in the Telegraph. It was all over the world.
Because we've had conversations about that before, Uri, and you said that you didn't actually see, I think in one of our previous conversations, I may be wrong, that you, with Werner von Braun, you went to that room, but you didn't get to see anything. You now feel able to say that you did. Can you describe for our listeners and our viewers
Absolutely.
here what you saw?
Okay, I will tell you exactly what I saw. First of all, when Edgar Mitchell, the astronaut, told me that there is somebody very important in NASA who wants to meet me, I was shocked that it was Dr. Werner von Braun. But I walk into Werner von Braun's office, and my brother-in-law is with me. Now, I had a CIA commissioned camera, a German camera. It's called a Minox. And I told Chippy that whenever we walk into Werner von Braun's office, you've got to snap a photo. And he did. We actually have some photographs with me and Dr. Werner von Braun in his office showing me a little piece of metal that he claimed came from a crashed UFO. Okay, let's go now to the refrigerator room. He takes me out to his car park. He tells me, sit next to me. We sit in a limousine, and we drive deep into the base. We arrive at a concrete building. We descend into the abyss of the building, 3 or 4 floors. He takes me to around the corner. We put on Antarctica warm coats, those orange warm coats that you wear when you're out on an expedition in a very cold climate. It had a NASA logo on. He opens the refrigerator door. We walk in. Well, I almost faint because what I see is the following. I see alien bodies lying in a kind of a glass frosted coffin. I'm using the word coffin because there's no other explanation that I have to the case that they were in. Some bodies were intact. Some bodies were mangled, almost as if they were pulled out of a crash.
Do you believe they were recovered from Roswell?
Pulled out. I don't know. That I don't know. I know where I saw them. I cannot reveal the base. Probably by now, this is 15 years ago, probably they were moved elsewhere. I have no idea where they were. Mitchell never told me, and neither did Dr. Werner von Braun. But it was stunning. I mean, there I was. At first I thought I was dreaming. Then I thought, this is a hoax. I'm being taken for a ride. But it wasn't. This was real. And you can go to my website, or you can go to my Twitter posting, and I have film videos of Edgar Mitchell, the 6th man to walk on the moon, clearly saying UFOs crashed, bodies were recovered. So this was kind of an open secret, but now everyone is talking. So I said, okay, it's about time for me also to open up.
What did you expect that Werner von Braun expected? That's a double expect there. But what did you think that Werner von Braun expected you would do with that information? Because what you saw, you say, will have blown anybody's minds who saw it. You'd be bursting to tell somebody. I would be.
I don't know what Dr. Werner von Braun thought, why I was shown this. I'm not the only one who was shown these bodies. He had a spokeswoman who worked for him. There was another lady, Carol Rosin, who actually held the piece of metal. By the way, the piece of metal that Werner von Braun pulled out of his safe, still in his office, I've never seen such a color. It looked like it was breathing. Probably they had an agenda. I have no idea. But I've seen it with my own eyes. I've told this to some Mossad agents. The people I told it to weren't surprised.
Now,
So
you tweeted out, and I'm sorry, but, that every minute on TV, it's like you've done so much of it, more than I have, is precious. You tweeted out a picture from Mexico in 2004 that was put out by Whitley Strieber, who's been on this show many times, the man behind Communion, and The Day After Tomorrow, and an awful lot of books and films and various things. Very famous man. You retweeted a picture that he put out, said to have been taken in Mexico from 2004. Now, I know you know what that picture looks like, so even though we're not talking in vision, I'm going to show it to my viewer now. Did what you saw in that refrigerator look like that?
Very much so, but let me expand. What I've seen in that massive, huge refrigerator room the bodies resembled what we are used to seeing, whether it's on documentaries or on the internet, big eyes, kind of elongated heads. Definitely very similar to the picture I tweeted, the one that Whitley sent me.
Okay, Uri, you know that the American administration, the American military, the security services are together on this. We had a hearing on the 26th of July that has sparked a lot of people coming out and talking. They are going to be taking testimony from many people. Will you testify before a hearing in Washington about this?
Absolutely. I get sometimes 4 million views on my Twitter with comments. People ask me this question a million times. Of course, look, the United States, they have been urged constantly to disclose evidence of UFOs. And this is all after the whistleblowers, who is actually a former intelligence official. I mean, he clearly, and I will repeat it again, he said that the government has possession of intact and partially intact alien vehicles.
Indeed he did, but the kicker for any hearing would be to have Uri Geller, one of the most famous people in the world, stand before that hearing and say, I have to tell you that Werner von Braun took me into a refrigerated cabinet or room and showed me the bodies of aliens. I think you're probably going to do it already now, but you would make headlines, even greater than the ones you've made already.